Summoning the Wilden. Right. Battle commence. Oh my word. Oh, he's recharging, is he? Right, that's it. He recharged? Oh my god. Where did he go? Heal. Thank you very much. Where is he? My bow is so powerful. He's recharged again. I think I've just knocked him back so far. It kind of knocks him back so far. The knockback on this thing is insane. Let's take out his dogs. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the next episode of my playthrough of the Direwolf pack. And we've just beaten the Wilden Chimera relatively easily. He was tough though, much tougher than the Wither. Right, back to base. And I say much tougher than the Wither because I've been busy and I've killed a load of Withers and I've got myself the dimensional card. So now I can access my AE system from anywhere. And we're just going to pop this stuff away because what we're going to now make with this is the Pyromancers Armour. We are going to be invincible now. Absolutely, totally and utterly invincible. No one will be able to defeat us. What do you reckon? Ha 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 ha. Oh yes. Should we go have some battles? Yes, you're not really, are you? You're not scary. Excuse me? Oh dear. Go for a swim. Woo! Fire is our friend. Remember this? I reckon we can take it on now. I'm going to try and capture a phantom at the same time. And maybe a hoglin. Who knows? Can I capture him any time? Yes, I've got him. Jolly good. Yeah, okay. See ya. Okay, I'm one-shotting these guys. Oh! Oh, there's a slime head, that's all. Other than that, it is a slime. There's slime here. Oh! No one will be able to defeat us. That I did not expect. We've got a long way to go. Bit of luck, I've got some spare enchanted armour. Right, we got through that little accident and I've snared a slime from a slime farm. I think the phrase "don't get cocky kid" is appropriate. Okay, using up all my mana there, but it's fun. Well, successful missions. We got slime, so hopefully we're getting loads of slime balls now. Maybe we'll get some phantom membranes as well, because we've got a phantom in the farm. So what's the plan for today, other than becoming totally OP? Well, it's time to go mad with AE2 and automation and autocrafting. And the first thing I want to automate is the whole Certus quartz process to get Fluix crystals and things like that. We have a small problem with this setup. Let me get my Fortune 8 pick. Now these work with Fortune, which is great. See how many we can get. And we've got tons. Fortune 8 gives us tons, basically. So these will degrade over time. That's just a normal block now, so that won't work anymore. But I believe Flawless doesn't get damaged at all. And in my cardboard box, I have a flawless budding Certus quartz. This should, by all accounts, continuously work. So I'm going to set up a little system with this flawless Certus quartz block, a item user with my Fortune 8 pickaxe, and a sensor that should, and I say should, I don't know, haven't tested it yet, that should automatically harvest all of my fully grown Certus quartz thingies. Let me set that up. If you've not seen cardboard boxes in use before, you can right click an empty cardboard box on a thing and it will maintain whatever that thing has. So the only way you can get flawless budding Certus quartz is either by the strange teleporting mechanisms you have with AE2 or, and I hope this works, the cardboard box from Mekanism. And I'm simply going to put this down, and if I shift and right click, we have a flawless budding Certus quartz block. This is an item user from Cyclic. I want it to require redstone, and I'm going to put my Fortune 8 thingy in there, but I need to detect when that's fully grown. So we want a sensor. Actually, I should be able to put you rotate, please. And I want to configure you to detect one of them in that one block area, and we should now have a redstone signal coming out of here. Where's my redstone pen? We do. And if I put you in there, I want to left click. Aha! When that fully grows, and you can see this is still flawless. So this is never going to change. Clever, ain't I? Right? So if you can use a cardboard box to collect one of the flawless ones that you find in the meteorites, then this process is much, much easier. Well, that's step 1 done and working quite nicely. A slight tweak to it. I've put another one here with an efficiency 9 and Fortune 8 pick, although the Fortune doesn't make any difference, because this is just breaking whatever grows on this side, and that gives us Certus dust. And you can see we've now got 45 dust and 92 of the quartz crystals. Another drawer system, you can use framed drawers to then give them the color you want. So I thought I'd go with a white wool and soapstone look to go with the dark room. Next job, charging those crystals. This should be a simple matter of a little bit of LaserIO magic. Like I said, simple bit of LaserIO magic. So I just connected him underneath there. I'll get some things to block that off, you know, those things that cover cables. And then we're inserting on orange, and I've filtered this to say just Certus quartz crystal, so we can use orange again for something else, because we probably will. The LaserIO node behind here has got an extract on orange, inserting the crystal, and then this is an extract on white, and only extract the charged, and therefore we're now getting charged. Fluix time. The Fluix crystal is made by dropping a charged Certus quartz, redstone, and normal quartz in water. The factory dropper is a highly configurable dropper. You've got all of this configuration that you can do. We just need to work out how to use it. Check that out behind me. That's as simple as it needs to be. Let me talk you through it. Essentially, I have configured our factory dropper to drop redstone, nether quartz, and charged quartz, and only drop, so if I hover over there and drop the stacks as specified in the filters when all filters are green. So that's red at the moment. Now it's green, it will drop them. And it's doing that every 5 seconds approximately. So in it goes. This then charges. I've got my dropper filtered as a whitelist to only pick up the Fluix crystal. Now what we've got up here is an ME interface, which is configured to have 1 redstone dust, 1 nether quartz, and 1 charged Certus quartz. And then LaserIO is extracting whatever's in that interface. And then on the down, we're inserting with a counting filter just 1 at a time. So this only ever has 1 thing in it at a time. When it drops it, it inserts the next lot, but it's waiting 5 seconds before it drops them. We have fully automated generating Fluix crystals. Now that we've got this sorted, we need a better supply of sand to turn into glass because, well, we don't have any glass. That's our glass problem sorted. Very simple setup. Behind here, there's a diamond level. It didn't need to be, but I've got lots of diamonds. Diamond level cobble gen. That is feeding cobblestone into this pulverizer that's turning it into gravel. Occasionally we get sand. That's why I've decided to add a drawer in the middle. It's pushing the gravel into here, that's turning that into sand, and occasionally we get flint. Extra sand is coming out here and going in the drawer, and the sand and the flint is coming out of here and going in the drawer. The flint is going back in as a modifier into these things. Then the sand is getting pulled out here, going into here, into glass, that's then outputting here into our system. Next job, automate the inscribers. I'll tell you something, I need to get all of this set up rapid-like because I'm out of iron. Got to go and get more iron. How mad is that? And of course, I now don't have a Fortune a million pickaxe because they're both in my setup, but that's why I love what I've done with this, because I can actually just create another one. That didn't take too long. Right, back at it. Off mining. Well, why not? That was cool. That was so... So those 58 blocks have given me 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and a bit stacks. Well, that's not too bad, is it? I'm so excited to show you this because it looks really, really cool, but I have automated all of the processors and we've built a room. Look at these doors. Look. It's from Ad Astra. Space doors. And look at this room. Look at this room. I'm not going to turn around yet, but this is going to be my main AE room. So I'm going to have in here the big controller, and we're going to have in here all the auto-crafting setup. And behind me is my inscriber setup. And we are processing the logic, the engineering, and the calculation processors all autonomously. There's all sorts of LaserIO happening here. Inputs and outputs and different channels going on to make sure it all works. If you want me to do a little tutorial on how I set this all up, then leave me some comments. Say, hey, DSD, how do we do that? And I will do a quick tutorial on it, but I'm not going to go through it now because it's rather detailed and we've seen some of it before. But essentially, we've got this one running on a channel, this one running on a channel, this one running on a channel. Downstairs, we have, I'll talk about this in a moment, we have silicon being made in a furnace. So this is just pulling in Certus quartz dust. So I've got an export bus pulling in Certus quartz dust. Remember, we made the Certus quartz dust over there. So that's our silicon. That's connected to this drawer controller. So it's in the system because this drawer controller has a storage bus on it. This ME interface has all of the ingredients that we want to put in. And this is where the export is happening from there and going in. And power is being delivered through LaserIO as well. And this is just an energy cube to connect up. Got it? What's happening here? Well, I want to keep a buffer of all of these processors. So these are level emitters and I've got them set for 136. So when the ME system has 136 of the gold, the logic processors in, this redstone signal will turn off. And this is being read here by LaserIO, which then turns off the import and export that's happening up here. So this is on the same channel as that one, and it just turns it all off. If we use some and we go below 136, this will switch back on and it will start processing more. So we'll always have a buffer of about 200 in the system. Awesome, isn't it? Now, before I move on to the next bit, which is setting up a controller, a big controller, I need to sort out all of this horrendous wiring. And most of the horrendousness of it is the pipes. So we're going to get into Flux. And I need to create some Flux dust, which if you haven't seen before, basically over some bedrock, you have a piece of obsidian, you chuck a load of redstone down, you left click on the obsidian, it turns it into Flux dust. Without further ado... And I need more obsidian. And our obsidian problem is solved with a magma crucible. So I've got a pipe here transferring cobblestone from the cobblestone generator that's hiding under there. So you can plop there. That's the wrong one. Whoops. Here we want the magma crucible here. And this is going to receive items from the back, which is you. And it's going to output items to that way. And that's actually going to output lava. But this is incredibly slow. And when it gets lava, it's going to pop the lava in here. So we're going to insert from that side and we're going to output on that side. And this is going to turn the lava into... Maybe some augments are needed. I'm out of quartz again. Well. That's done us for quartz. Well, that was a bit of a journey. I can't wait to get auto crafting going. So we've got flux points and we've got flux plugs. That's a plug that extracts power into a network, and we've got a flux point that inputs power. This flux point I've called cube input, because this is inputting into the cube. And down at my reactor, we have a plug that's sucking the power out of the reactor. When I look at the network, and you can see the network connections, I can see what's actually on this network. And this is my reactor power network. I've got the cube input, and I've got the simple reactor out. And I can see the simple reactor out is going up to about 600 FE a tick, and the input's taking that. I have this, which is my factory output, and that is connected to this pipes that's got an upgrade in it that's providing power to the glass and obsidian. So if I look at the network connections here, I can see the factory output is outputting 380 FE a tick, and the glass and obsidian is using 380 FE a tick. There is one more thing to do, however, and that's put a flux controller somewhere, and I'm going to put that in my base, because I'm actually going to start using this. I've moved my bedroom up here, look. Ah, see, I can snooze now. And I think I'm going to put my controller in the loft. Right about here. And if I now connect him to the reactor power network, and we set up that we want curio slots, armor slots, offhand, main hand. We can't do the main inventory. Enable wireless charging and apply. You should see that this charged up. If I put you on there, that's now getting power and charging. And this all works interdimensionally as well, so we can start setting up power in maybe somewhere like the mining dimension. It's like going to be a segue into the mining to get the ores. Does anyone else have problems getting down ladders when there's only a 1 block gap? Oh, right, well, our obsidian production line seems to be working. 495, that'll do nicely. Shame about the rest of the resources. The next section is going to be a big jump cut, because I'm going to do all the crafting that I need to do for the controllers and the auto crafting setup. And I'm going to get it all set up in here, and then by the magic of the jump cut, we have it all built. We've got auto crafting happening. We've got the auto crafting chandelier. I will leave a link in the description to a Reddit post that takes you through that. We have a big controller setup as well. This auto crafting setup actually uses all 32 channels that are available, so we've got all of this done. It hasn't got any speed upgrade and acceleration cards in it yet, but that's to come. We've got an auto crafting CPU here that's got a 64K disc thing in it, and this is like the biggest you can make them. There'll be more. I have done a lot because I've actually been getting over a cold, so I haven't been able to record for the last couple of days, so I've been very busy. You can see over here I've got myself some matter condensers going, and we are producing, you can see there's antimatter balls in there, singularities, and then we're getting matter balls as well, because I want to play with the singularities. Resources have been a problem. We are out of diamonds. We have hardly any redstone. We have hardly any iron. Well, we've been to the mining dimension. And I've been a little bit busy mining in the mining dimension. And I've built a factory. Look at this. I told you I've been busy. I haven't been very well. And what do I do when I'm not very well? I build factories. And in this factory is where all of the ore processing is going to go. So we've got a load of drawers here set up to have the raw ores in. And this beauty here is my processing of those ores. So in these item users, I've got efficiency 10, right? That's an efficiency 10 fortune 8 pickaxe. And that's an efficiency 9 fortune 8 pickaxe. That can't insta-break everything, but it insta-breaks anything that's just normal stone, not deep slate. So I've got this set up, which is for the deep slate style items. So when I've been mining, lots and lots of silk touch ore. And then when I've completed my mining adventure, if I shift and right click on here, this guy gets going. Look at that. And you should see copper coming up here. We've got more iron in there. Iron's being done here now, and iron will be going up. If I flick this lever on, I start getting stuff here. So that's the ore processing into raw stuff. Now we need to get it processed into ingot form. But before we do that, I need to get the AE network over in my processing plant. This is where quantum singularity stuff comes in. So I need ender pearls, I believe. If we pop you there. You there. And blow it up. We get a pair of entangled singularities. Now we just need to make quantum rings and quantum link chambers. So I want my quantum links to be in this room because they look really snazzy. And I'm going to put them against this wall here. And we pop singularity in there. Now we set it up on the other side. Device online. Device online. Ooh. Yes, we have access. We now have full access to our AE system in terms of sending and receiving stuff. Quantum network bridges. Right, let's get this mechanism ore processing set up. So the plan for the ores, and yes, it's changed. Down here, I've moved some things around. But the plan for the ores is mechanism ore doubling. So we can do that with a purification chamber. So the first stage is a purification chamber. This, you can see that you get from 1 raw iron, you get 2 iron clumps. So we need some oxygen, and oxygen comes from an electrolytic separator. And then we can put that clump through a process to turn it into an ingot. So we get 2 for 1. So not only are we using Fortune 8 on our ores, we're then getting 2 for 1 on each of those raws. In order to handle oxygen and hydrogen and all of the things that Mekanism produces, I've actually produced a chemical storage cell. So this can hold 5 different types of chemical, and a lot of them, because I'm going to actually do the chemicals. I'm actually going to make the hydrogen and oxygen with the electrolytic separator, and there's all the other ones that make all sorts of other gases and chemicals. I'm going to make them all in here and store them in the AE system, and then the ore processing that needs them we will pull out of the AE system. We have hydrogen and oxygen being produced in our electrolytic separator. So I've got a couple of tanks, ultimate chemical tanks, and they can hold 8,000 buckets of stuff. This is getting the hydrogen, this is getting the oxygen, this is getting water from underneath. Let's go downstairs. This is where the fun is happening. We have our AE network because of our quantum entanglement. This is an export bus exporting water as fast as it possibly can. We've got water on our system because we have a storage bus hooked up to a sink. We then have import buses importing as fast as we can, and that's importing from the tanks above, hydrogen and oxygen, all being stored on our chemical disk, and we're hardly using any space. This means that in this section behind me, we can put our purification chamber and import oxygen and get all our ores processed. Ha! And just like magic, done. Haha! Purification chamber is this one. I've got a spare slot here because the chemical dissolution chamber, the chemical injection chamber can actually do 3 into 8. So that's slightly more than doubling. So we've got space for a chemical injection chamber, but that needs hydrogen chloride. So we're good with just the doubling. Purification chamber, getting oxygen from the system underneath, and this will be LaserIO inputting from our system here. We're not going to need the drawers, but this is just for me to now start organizing stuff. Purification chamber outputs into advanced crushing factory, so we get 2 of those weird things into the crushing factory to get some dust, into the enriching factory to turn that into dust that can be used, and then smelted into ingots. Now it is going to be a process of, I'm going to take a drawer, say iron. Where did you go? Oh, I know where you went. I'm going to take a drawer. Where? Ooh. So I'm going to take a drawer. This has got 2,000 iron in. I'm going to pop it on top of this node, and I'm going to export and import, and then I'll know if it can go in the purification chamber. I'm not convinced that everything here can go in the purification chamber, so then we can figure out which machine to put it directly into. Then once we've got rid of all the drawers, we will just update this LaserIO setup to input into the LaserIO over there. So we want an input. They're probably going to want to overclock these, thinking about it. Although the machines... And we want that to be an export on white. Go as fast as we can, please. So we can see now we are
pumping away. I've got energy upgrades in here. I haven't got the power to do speed upgrades in these yet, because we will drain this thing incredibly quickly. I mean, we're just about keeping up with the power coming from our basic reactor. But here we go. This is processing, and I now need to put an import bus. Import bus. I should be able to craft them. I love this system, must admit. Here's my import bus and some cables, please. Smart cables. Got 5, got 2. Let's make another 30. If I got the iron for that, I do. Right. Make another 30 of them. And here we've got our machine, which is actually under these 2 bits of cobblestone. So that's our machine there, and it's configured to output from the bottom. So if I put my export bus on it, let's get some acceleration cards in there as well. Although I don't think we'll need them, but we will to start. So that's now got that many iron in. And if we pop a cable on here, and we just run it down 1, I think, just in case I need the space. 1 device online. And we should see iron going up. I'm going to complete this between episodes, and then next episode, power. We have to get into some mega stupid power generation so we can power all of these machines at top speed. Hope you're enjoying the series. Hope you're enjoying the episode. Definitely leave me some comments. Let me know what you think of it. Do you want to see more of me actually building and crafting the stuff? Or are you happy just to go straight into this is how it's all been set up? That'd be useful for me to know. I'll process all of this in between episodes, and I'll see you in the next one.